I did it, everyone! I got through the final stage of Maniac level C, but still, I did it.
Farewell.
Playing into trails into Reverie.
Connecting to Reverie Garden database.
I think I did all the foes. Yep. Oh, let's see if there's anything more.
Trade phantasmal shards. Confirming rank points accumulated. Liberation rank unchanged.
All right. $45 points for the end, 31 daydreams, 14 trials, 140 with all allies. Yeah, I can't unlock. How do I unlock more people in the Sporting Stone? 9 tools. Well, we do have a new thing to check out, which I would like to do.
Rendering browsing interface.
And 3 months after the Battle of Jormungand's End, Major Rival had sent me a confidential letter. Alright. £5. Could you give us some privacy? Certainly, Your Majesty. Hey, Emperor. Dad's study. Alright. It feels surreal to be in here. I feel that way. I had come to start as long after the war's end, but to my surprise, there was nothing left to sort. So after spending sentimental goods and the like, we assumed he disposed of what little he had beforehand. There's nothing here. What is he wanted me to give me in the letter? From the ashes of his fireplace. Oh, it's a photo of him and his family. Say, I would think it came from his diary. It means the diary itself. You should have to have this. Please take it. Thank you, Your Majesty. But not for me. When you treasure this photograph till his last days means more than words can say. Really, you thought of me when you found it. Then all is well. Looks like I might have you as a son. It's regrettably difficult for me to mourn him in public with his role in the war. Not quite sure what you're implying there. You knew what he was up to. That he was going to save the world. You should have been... I mean, so there's 2 different ways he could mean that. I'm not sure what she's going for. You have to carve your name into the grave he made for your mother, Gerald. Does he mean that, like, people didn't like him? Or what? So I'd like it if he and my mother could rest in peace there. Great friend to me and a proud hero who lived... Yes, he was a hero. Just to visit the grave myself. Visit the Lancemaid's grave and crossbow as well. Never to speak on their behalf, of course. Just true for me in a sense. I'd see him as a politician. I only caught the slightest glimpse of him as a father. Would you like to begin learning more, however? Even if he is no longer with us. Suffering has come to an end. Except for the self-inflicted suffering you're going to inflict on it, Emperor. Through memories aglow. feels. Something similar to the spectral moon mirror, but imagine he used to smile like this. Goes to show how little I really knew about him. I could find out more little things like this and take good care of them. Now, better get some rest. Magic. Except the even night, but it is not by its will that I have chosen to bring destruction to the Empire. The only way to rid the land of the curse that has plagued it for so long. To the end of the world, what my loved ones call home, will require renouncing my very humanity. It is a price I'm willing to pay. From this day forward, I will see myself as a being of blood, with a soul of iron, guiding all to a future of conflict. My diary to show that I have chosen my path. That is my will. That my will is still my own. We need pawns to achieve the future I so desired. I did happen upon a boy with the gift of precognition. Lecter Arendelle. Funny twist of fate that he should be that man's son. The boy accepted the hand fate had dealt him, both his father's crimes, and that it would lead to him being silenced. Home was one of my pawns, giving him purpose in the form of revenge. That of compassion, an emotion I thought I'd abandon, has seeing him reminded me of the son I've turned my back on. Crimes came to be the whispers of the even night. Reason for the child left behind to carry the weight of such an indelible sin. This foresight allowed him to see the ruin I am about to bring about. Regardless, he's accepted my offer with great interest. It's a business meeting for your house. I happen upon a fascinating young man. He appears intelligent as he is hollow on the inside. He's his true father, and he believes that besting me will give meaning to his existence. It feels almost cruel to find myself being called someone's father again. Someone who seeks to do more than I ever could has been a fine move indeed. May he show me humanity's potential. May he prove we are not powerless in the face of the curse. Nor are we simple pieces on the game board. A son of mine will be enough to satisfy him. Once he finds the answers he seeks, he will be fit to lead in the times to come. I mean, I think he would be. Past since my appointment to Chancellor, Son Lecter have served me well, and word of the Ironbloods has begun to spread. I'm passing an old friend from Thor's. So I had a suspicion enough for me to suspect that the Ebon Knight was to blame. With his daughter Claire Rivault? Stretched the Ebon Knight's dreaded hand, toying with Erebonian lives. The tragedy had awakened a particular gift in her, kind of enhanced cognition. And though painter grazers, she has demonstrated the resolve to stand against destiny. Yes. She decided to report things to the police. I do not know, but on behalf of my friend, I intend to bear witness as she finds it. Sure, this mare was agreed that we would be taken as a promise of Erebonians. This moment all but my dear friend. She was calling herself the Steel Maiden after accepting a position in the society. Same as I'd remembered. She still thought to express concern for my well-being. As this curse had begun to blossom, the stage would be set for the rivalries. She left without saying much more. There's so much what she has endured. Let her know. Perhaps she too would prefer to appear strong. Interesting. A fourth of members joined the Ironbloods. It was Melian Orion, a new model homunculus. With nearly the last in a line series, OZ-73. As pure and innocent a being as I have ever seen, she was quick to gain a sense of self, developing in the blink of an eye. I'll give the Ironbloods, but I cannot. The more time they spend with her, the more I see Claire and Lecter's expressions soften. I hope that through her, they have regained a small portion of what the Ebon Knight took away. What a sin for man for forging a sword. What a fitting manner, with the end of it destined to bring. But I will bear any sin for my goal. My fate will be to accompany Ishmaelga to Gehenna's depths. Do-do-do. Oliver's role in ending the crisis in the world was reported far and wide. Like a hero aboard the Kingdoms Ourselves, it was almost impossible to skip the story. I would offer my own greeting before his departure. By doing so, he reminded me once more that he's a man of endless surprises. The lion slumbering within the Empire had awakened and taken his form. I planned to fill the world with conflict. He seeks to find a third way. Being hindrance to bring about the Great Twilight. But I cannot but feel excited by his declaration. If he's going to challenge me, best put up a worthy fight. He seeks to stop it. We're great enough to engulf even Crossbell, for just seeing how he intends to counter it. And he failed to! His third way failed. It was ultimately Osborne who was right all along. Going to capital on a field study. Among their class was a familiar face. I'd be given updates on his growth from Tio and Claire. First time I'd seen him as a young man. I could see right away they'd become just like his mother, a kind soul who valued the well-being of others over himself. I should help now. For that I am grateful. Right, however, that the curse is adding a clearance and adding to his internal strength. What happened? He has the heart of the one closely linked to the curse. Think of Cassia's face as she watches us from heaven. The pain she must feel, seeing the cruel fate I've thrust upon our child. And that if he cannot control himself now, there's a chance of surviving the days that are yet to come. The Great Twilight upon us. He does as the mother does. Watch and see how he fares. Argrelia Fortress. This is a Terraborn declaring war on Crossbell. Not for C. Crow Armbrust, the grandson of Dresden. The searing vehemence beneath the skin that gave him the strength to match even me. As planned, he has allowed me to see the heights of humanity's potential for the first time in a long while. Another came to be as I feared it would. Green Shores were accepted becoming an awaker for Valimar. Those are greater as the civil war rages on. The fall can sleep with ease. As the one who thrusts upon you, I doubt you would ever want to hear this from me. Change your course. I pray dearly you will find the will to fight against your fate. Now, Verbus has been manifest. Sullivan has broken through all attempts to obstruct him, reaching the scene. All for naught. He has met a tragic end. Dust is scattered to the winds of fate by a common ability, hero or villain. His way to the road fell like any other. His loss is a deeply tragic one. I thought him uniquely capable of rebuilding the Empire after the Great Twilight's end. The wings of the hero have broken. In the despair that followed, the sword of the end was swung at last. His grievous demise. The final restraint chaining Rean has been unbound. Consumed by the curse, becoming the sacrifice decreed by fate so long ago. It's suppressing its hold on him for how long he fended it off. Maybe for the best, he will live through this miserable period as a mindless soldier. Since the Demon Knight and I will no longer be of this world. He'll be able to rest until the rivalries have reached their climax. The final reverie is now upon us. Rean rose to the ashes and since fought badly for my defeat. As its peak and still he prevailed. Look how much he has grown. We have played a part in this, but that alone does not explain it. Prophetic imaginings. I wish I knew. I wish I could have learned it by watching over him as a father. Myself to such a critical point. Should he somehow defeat me, my soul will be forced to bear the full weight of the curse's power. This series oppose me. I will take it my first and final paternal duty to see him wrested from my grasp. It's a fool's errand still. Goddess, are you so merciful as to lend your ears to one such as me? A man working to save the world from your weird leftovers. Man, people in this game really hate themselves if they can't save the world by hugging puppies. If they might have to punt one kitten, they're like, no, I am a monster, irredeemable. I should go to hell forever and ever and ever. Even though it saved billions of lives, I had to hurt a kitten. I am a monster. I don't deserve to live.
Too real to be a dream.
Oh, did you see that?
I could be wrong.
Briefly there was a picture of him and
I'll
Laura.
trust my gut on this one.
I like that. That's a tiny touch, but I appreciate that.
He was always prioritizing the happiness of others, while shouldering burdens one should never have to bear alone.
Actually, I talked about this before. Little touches like that, I think actually might really do improve the game, more than just being something you miss when they're not there. If that picture had not been there, I probably wouldn't have said anything.
Like father, like son, huh? I wish I could have done more for him. Right. I still can. My father gave me life. And my friends gave me a reason to live that life. Simply living well is the best way I can repay him and my mother. That doesn't absolve the bad, but...
Morning, Kurt. The weather's beautiful today, huh? I'm so bad at waking up early.
Good morning, Yuna. Altina. And what a coincidence. Muse and Ash are coming out at the same time.
A new day, a new diet to keep myself cute for the instructor. I binged on way too much sugar last night.
Thought I could sneak out before you guys.
No skipping out for you, Grumpy Gus. Now let's get to running.
Time to start the day.
Oh, it's a cute little morning bit too. Oh. That was kind of cute. Kind of cute. I don't know that it really added... I mean, it kind of fit what I kind of already thought about Osborne. All right, let's
Slab
do...
of Reminiscence activated.
Look back to look forward.
The third stage of the Orpheus Final Plan, the Eternal Recurrence Plan. Far from demise, yet farther still from creation.
This is really interesting. I've been looking forward to this
One
bit.
has but to face the spiral of all, false as it is true, by which the world revolves, to find a facade sincere as it is tall.
Now that's a deepity.
If one is to move forward, one must look back. Yet the choice must be done so with peril. For the answers one may not stand to bear.
There's Angbar. Hey, McBurn.
Come on out. I know you're there.
To think it's been 10 years since you were here last. Not since I bestowed upon you and Lenhart your swords.
Here she is, the Grandmaster!
I would applaud finding your way here without Campanella's guidance. But it may have been a simple task, now that half of your memories have returned.
Sure was. Hell, I think I even got enough to figure out who you really are now.
Ooh!
Of course, if I knew for sure, I'd probably have to kiss this form goodbye. It figures. No use pretending what happens in this world's got nothing to do with me anymore, I guess.
There's a non-zero chance I feel she might be the goddess.
We will need you to fulfill your role as number 1 for a while yet. It is not number 0 nor any Anguis, but you, and only you, who can act as our guiding bonfire.
Works for me. I've gotten kind of attached to this place, so I don't mind sticking around. So, you got your eye on a new 7th Anguis to replace Steel?
You will meet when the time is right. Though only they may ultimately decide if they are willing to carry such a heavy burden.
Really now?
If I could have a moment.
Well, they know Vardis.
Well, if it isn't the guy who didn't think to ask before screwing around with someone's body.
I would never. How did he find out? You must forgive me for speaking up like this, Grandmaster. If I may, it concerns a most urgent report. And a question I have for you, McBurn.
Oh yeah?
A simulation I had been reviewing of Elysium's deletion was forcibly terminated. I can only assume it was the work of an unknown party with zero relation to the Society, Foundation, or Church. You wouldn't happen to have an idea of who they would be, would you?
Why would I? Wait, maybe I do. It could be that new group the Oathbreaker was talking about.
The one operating out of Orid?
Pardon me for dropping in like this.
Ooh, Oathbreaker, that's a new name.
What?
Huh. Don't think you were on the guest list.
What is Calvert's new president doing here?
Ooh.
How? Did they get you in here? I saw that logo.
I have no direct connection with them, to be clear. I just had a source put me in touch with them through the CID. Their services didn't come cheap, but there's no easier way to get what you want than throwing a little mirror around. Now, is there?
Impressive.
Funny guy.
It's a great pleasure to meet you, Grand Master. And if you don't mind me saying so, I almost get the feeling you were expecting my arrival.
I was. I have reason to believe you will be the greatest obstacle to our next endeavor. Nevertheless, welcome, and congratulations on your recent inauguration.
Why, thank you. Now, I'll make this brief. I come here with a proposal. For the next 2.5 years. I will not interfere in your next undertaking so long as you do not interfere in mine. Do we have a deal?
You!
Oh, wow.
I see. For all your many differences, few share your and the late Chancellor's gift for imposing negotiation. Very well, Mr. President. We shall not interfere in your scheme to test this world's potential for 2.5 years.
Interesting.
In return, you will do the same for our eternal recurrence plan.
Excellent. I'm pleased we could come to a swift agreement. All other matters can be dealt with as they come, so long as you do not fall afoul of the Calvardian Constitution.
That they got in there is interesting. That, of course, she seemed to expect it. Also interesting. Still no idea what exactly their plans are. And nothing was really revealed in that sense. Except that it continues to be the case that it does continue to seem to be the case that even with McBurn finding out he's been manipulated and all that, whatever he does know about the Grand Master's plan, because of that knowledge, it doesn't change really a thing with him. Which is the same with, like...
Anyway...
Which is really interesting, because, you know, people like Wiseman, but also on the... You know, then you have Campanella, you've got McBurn, you've got the Professor, you've got Oathbreaker, you've got... people like Shirley. But on the flip side, you also have people like the Steel Maiden. Right?
Anyway.
Or Leonhardt, Joshua. There's all... As much as they talk about the darkness, it definitely far, far more seems like there's some grand ambition at play beyond simple take over the world or personal power or whatever. That indeed they are ultimately doing something good and noble. So good and so important that even these disparate personalities are all willing to be like, yep, we'll follow you, Grandmaster. I don't know how much the Enforcers know. The Enforcers might just see the... be there for the fun of it, as it were. Like, Shirley doesn't seem the sort who would particularly care about that sort of stuff. You never know, maybe she does. But the Anguists certainly seem to know enough that they would all sign on, despite their wildly divergent personalities and natures. So my suspicion, and again, no spoilers.
Bored.
Shh, quiet, McBurn. My suspicion is indeed that ultimately they are doing something to save the world, probably in some sense. The Eternal Recurrence Plan sounds like... It kind of sounds like one of those setups where...
Anyway...
Now, this is kind of me. This is getting a little wild mass guessing here. So Orpheus, Orpheus tends to do with dreams, the Eternal Recurrence Plan. My suspicion, if I had to say, all right, what do I think it is? And I had to be given an answer.
Bored.
The Grand Master is setting up to reset the timeline, basically. And that they're recycling through timelines to try to achieve some big important goal. That, like, some can't be stopped horrible event happens. So what you do is you reset time. Go back 2,000, 10,000, whatever it happens to be. And start playing through human society and life and history all over again. Once again, trying to put the right pieces into place to overcome this seemingly insurmountable obstacle. And if it fails, you reset everything again, And if it succeeds, you've won. So that's my suspicion there. If I had to do some wild mass guessing. But I do think Ouroboros is ultimately a good organization, despite the darkness comments, that they're not just up to being evil. They have grander ambitions. Alright. And on that note, well, actually, I've got some more ore, don't I?
Activating requisitions program.
Oh, I have 8. Ah, there we go. I mean, why not, right? Alright, well, I guess I need a break. There we go. I guess we gotta do. So I still need to get the 14th. Alright, I'm gonna do some off-screen collecting of things so that we can set up to do.
Trial door presented.
Yeah, it's still the 14th and the 18th. $185. I'll have to do a little more grinding than it seems. Alright, alright. See you all in a bit.